Mr. Maradona, the Scottish assistant manager, Terry Butcher, has said that he will refuse to shake your hand tomorrow because of the goal you scored against England in the 1986 World Cup.
Maradona again easily moving away from Hoddle in the heart of the midfield. It's put back up.
June 22nd, 1986. It's the quarterfinals of the '86 World Cup in Mexico City. Argentina, led by one of the greatest players of all time, Diego Maradona, is taking on England, who are 20 years removed from their last World Cup final. Tensions between the two countries could not have been higher. 4 years removed from the Falklands War, Argentina and England hadn't faced off in any capacity since. However, the rivalry didn't start with the Falklands. 20 years prior, during England's World Cup winning run, Argentina and England battled to a 1-0 finish, with England advancing to the semis. The rivalry was officially kicked off when Argentine captain Antonio Rattin was sent off in a game that contained excessive foul play. Rattin, backed by the Argentinian supporters, felt like the European referees had been biased towards the English during the game. English manager Alf Ramsey responded by describing the Argentinians as animals, which is probably the worst way to dispel rumors of racial bias.
No, correct!
The Falklands War of 1982 only served to increase tensions between the two countries. Argentina's aggressive attempt to take back the islands, which lay just off their coastline, was met with significant force from the English military. In the end, the English took back control of the Falklands, and the conflict resulted in 258 deaths on the British side and 655 on the Argentinian. To say this rivalry was unlike any other would be an understatement. Fans were legitimately fighting in the streets in the days leading up to their match, and Maradona himself would later describe their 1986 World Cup meeting as a revenge game.
This time next week here at the Azteca, the World Cup final will be getting underway. One of these two countries will be only one match away from a place in that final. For the other, the journey to glory ends today.
The game started slowly. Both teams exchanged shots with neither one able to get much of an edge. One of England's first chances was capped off with some dramatics by Peter Reid, but ultimately nothing came of it. A few minutes later, some small cracks were beginning to form in the English defense. It was becoming clear that they were unable to keep up with Maradona's speed and ability. Maradona's attack was brought to a stop with a hard foul by English centre-back Terry Fenwick. The foul earned Maradona and the Argentinians a free kick, which would turn into two of Argentina's best chances throughout the game.
Here's Maradona, and the quartet of England players did their job. Shilton. Aladikachea. Fenwick with a much better challenge this time, and Maradona still emerges with possession.
About 12 minutes into the match, the Argentinian goalkeeper Neri Pumpido slipped while attempting to make a challenge, giving England their best chance of the first half.
Can Beardsley react?
After the English missed out on this opportunity, Argentina began to dominate in possession. On one of Argentina's more aggressive attacks, Maradona was tripped up from behind and sent into English defender Kenny Sampson. That was the story of the first half. Argentina, led by Maradona, would continually be cut just shy of a goal by England's hard defense. The second half started more evenly matched than the first. Both teams traded possession back and forth for a few minutes until a risky pass by England's Terry Butcher was intercepted. Argentina proceeded to work the ball around the field. Led by Maradona, they moved into English territory.
Aladikachea. Maradona again easily.
A misplaced kick by English defender Steve Hodge hooked the ball into the center of the box, right into the hands of Maradona. At this point, despite being only 25 years old, Maradona had already been a star for years. He had already proved to be one of the world's most dynamic scorers, and did so on its greatest stage. Everything had led up to this game. He was fighting for the pride of his country in more ways than one. This was his apex. This was the game that people would remember him by forever, both the good and the bad. Steve Hodges' mistimed clear perfectly set up a moment that would be seen as a miracle by one country and a disgrace by another. A moment that would set up what many consider to be the greatest goal ever scored. A moment that would fuel Argentina's miracle run to the World Cup final. A moment of infamy.
Maradona again easily moving away from Hoddle in the heart of the midfield. It's hooked back over the top, and Maradona has scored. First blood to Argentina. England far from happy, think they've seen an infringement. Still the protests continue. Terry Fenwick absolutely